Crossroads Callings. I am your host, Shamir Brown, and this is the podcast where we navigate life's pivots and discover our pathway to true purpose and calling. I have the pleasure of hosting Mr. G. Green himself, and if you're familiar with the art scene here in Chicago, in Miami, New York, and beyond, you're familiar with this gentleman. He does all the things. He is a producer, curator, artist, community advocate and builder, Renaissance man, mogul, all of the things. And I'm so excited that he decided to join me here today. Most notably, he has a art gallery in the Chicago Fulton Market area called SVNGRN, and that is a nonprofit gallery that is meant to allow local creatives to shine and to thrive, just creating a safe space where they can share their art and express themselves. But he is also the designer of Nobodies and Nobody, which is a clothing line and a lifestyle brand. Welcome to the show, G.
Man, that was beautiful.
Was it?
That was beautiful. I felt like you set the bar, like, if they ain't coming like that, the next interview I do, we just gonna turn the cameras on.
Is that it? That's it? That's all? Just back up and let's go. I will say this. He is the only person I've ever interviewed that only gave me a little bit of information about himself, and the rest of it I had to Google. So I duct taped this interview together.
Oh my God.
He does not know what I'm going to ask him.
No idea.
So I hope you're ready. And I hope you guys are ready, because Crossroads Callings, it starts now. Let's get it, Mr. G. Okay, so the thing about it is, you and I are from Maywood, Illinois. For those of you who do not know, that is the West Side adjacent. It is an urban community. But one thing I do want to highlight is that there's not a lot of people where we're from that are in like the art community quite the way you are. And I just want to know, what was your first introduction into the art world?
Can I rewind and say, I didn't even know you was from Maywood. Why would you just wait all this time to drop that bomb?
I thought you knew.
No, that's so wild to me. Wow.
Okay, so
I love that.
I was introduced to you by Nick Brown, who's also from Maywood. And he was like, you should meet G. Because you're into art, he's into art, and he's also from Maywood. So I thought that was a part of the intro.
We went to like school together.
When did you graduate?
I graduated in 2004.
We were there at the same time.
That's too great. But you know what? I only went for like 2 years. I bounced between Texas and coming back up here.
Okay.
So I was all over the place. But before we get too far off script, I wanna answer your question.
Yes, please do. What was your first introduction into the art world?
Art or the art world? Because I think they're two different things.
Okay, let's talk about it. Because I kind of grouped them together, but if you see them differently.
Well, a lot of us are creating art, but we aren't doing it in the space that would be considered the art space. And mainly saying we're not making money from it in the industry. Mm-hmm. We don't even know where to access it. We don't even know where to begin to monetize a craft that we just love so much.
Yeah.
So for me, my first memories of art was drawing. It was my first love. It's the thing that I did every day, all day. You know how kids have games and all that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had a PlayStation, but I also had a drafting table in my room.
Really? What did you used to draw?
Everything, a lot of like hyper-realism things. Like I would find things around the house and just draw it. People's faces, like very detailed. It was really good. My mother spoke about putting me into art school for a while, but at that point, we were talking about high school, I was off the porch a little early, so I was like, yeah.
You just weren't interested at that time?
Well, the dream got deferred because, you know, early on, especially growing up in the hood, jokes get real good real fast. So you gotta be fly, and you take a buck to do that. So I needed to get to that dollar quickly.
No, I understand. I do want to, while you're there, I do want to talk about that because you speak in a couple of interviews at a high level about being in the streets and being from a community such as ours. It's very easy to be influenced by the world around you because you just really, the heart of the matter is you want to be accepted. Because you're in high school, you're a teenager, you said you had to get to the bag. The jokes do get good. I remember everybody having a Coach belt and a wallet.
You had to have that little Coach wallet.
Yeah, I didn't have
the
that.
The long wallet, it was like a purse. They had the fake ones at the beauty supply.
And they had the fake ones at the
got
beauty supply.
You would have been in there.
Yes, see, I knew how to fake it so we make it. But there comes a time where you hit a real crossroads when you decide that you're gonna live differently. Like, I'm not gonna follow the crowd anymore. I'm going to do something different. And what was that point for you that made you decide, you know what? I know what's out here. I've done this. I've been running these streets, but now it's time.
I still struggle with speaking about a lot of these things because I'm finding a fine line between I come from a different time and era and just around different people, right? Growing up, spending a lot of years trying to hide what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then coming to a space where coming to a space where these days you have to put your life out there. It's a crazy dynamic to navigate. So for me, I still struggle with that. But I understand that there's value in sharing the story the parts of the story that can bring value for other people who are in those shoes. But to answer your question directly, and I also want to circle back, I never really felt like I wanted to be a part of something else somebody was doing to be accepted. Mm-hmm. I had strong men in my family. My brothers are strong.
Okay.
So,
well, clean it up.
Yeah, strong brothers and cousin and me and father. Like, it's strong men in my family, and I looked up to them more than anybody outside in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And we was always kind of popular anyway, so people was often following what we was doing.
Got it.
And that's kind of been my start from like a kid. I've been starting, we'll say, social clubs since I was like in 4th grade.
Okay.
And it was all centered around getting to $1. But that's also just the ambition of a kid growing up in a situation, but you're determined to change it. And when the answer to why you can't have the things that you really want is money, then okay, you got to pinpoint how to fix that problem.
Right.
And as a creative kid, that starts from almost like day zero. You will notice a toddler trying to find ways to do what he want to do. Mm-hmm. So in the same sense, that was me. But the major turning point was, I'm special, but I'm not special in a way where other people ain't been in these shoes.
Yeah.
So like a lot of other people, when you get some investigations that come down and some pressure from the law to say, hey, you know what I'm saying? You got to figure something else out.
Yeah.
There was a cousin that was really like a brother to me. You know, we was always together, like, man, almost every day running. And he got into a situation where he's facing a lot of time. Mm-hmm. And so the conversation that he had, you know, talking to me as a little brother, he like, man, you got to find something else for us to get into. So we ain't got to be taking these kind of chances to land in situations and scenarios like this again. Yeah. And so it put me on the path to trying to figure something different out. I took that to heart because it hit that close. It's, it changed you.
Yeah. So did you end up going to school to learn how to, so you decided, you made this decision, you promised your cousin, but then what?
I think it was just an idea I had to adopt for myself.
Yeah.
And I always been the type of person that jump off the porch. Like, I'm gonna jump off the cliff and build a plane on my way down. And we never gonna crash, we never gonna hit the ground.
Yeah.
And I've always been the person that was courageous enough to jump out in front of whatever we was facing, for me and my peers. Mm-hmm. And just being creative enough to find a way for us. I think for me, even being in the street, it wasn't about hey, we just in the street and this is great. It was more so about, I got friends in my circle that depend on me to create a solution for us.
Yeah, but what was that solution? Because you gotta make it's the base of it is making the money.
Yeah, but more than that, I had a craving to lead.
Okay.
So I was always a leader in my peers, and that just turned another thing. So when it comes to, okay, we can't do this thing no more, we got to figure something else out. Let me create another avenue for us to be able to make money and elevate together.
And which was what?
So the first thing I got into was selling cars.
Okay.
I was flipping cars, man. It was the closest thing that reminded me to a significant amount of money at a time, and I could just keep repeating that. Similar, I think honestly, streets is reflective of all businesses and all industries.
No, you're not wrong about that. It's chess, not checkers.
Yeah, but we just given the wrong tools in the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's why we get off into that. But it went from that till then. I used that money and pushed that into opening a photography studio at Lacuna Artist Loft.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. So that was a crazy time. That was a beautiful time, though. It was a beautiful time for the city because everybody was there working and also collaborating. It was like a melting pot for so much creativity in Chicago. From music to fine artists to designers, clothing brands, boutiques in there. There's a lot of everybody just in there figuring it out and working together.
That was your first time kind of being in the art mix that was the Laguna Loft and for having a photography studio.
Yeah.
I did not know you were a photographer. Do you still do that?
I mean, no. I mean, a lot of things. Well, the things that I used to do, I don't do none of you. Man, you can't have me do none of that no more.
Okay, it was just a foundation kind of.
It was just getting it. Well, I saw opportunity. Right, there was a guy who I was still working a job and selling my cars at the job, really. Mm-hmm. And he was he was a photographer, but he didn't have a camera, and he was like trying to figure it out, and he was having people that was wanting to, spend money and book him for things. I'm like, hey man, we can get that money together. I'll pay for all the equipment. And so that was the original deal, but I was always naturally an artist. I just wasn't really leaning into it as much because I was just chasing a quicker dollar. Yeah. And I didn't even understand that was just a route that I could be on.
Right.
But once I got the camera, I was like way better than him instantly. And so it took off. And I'm always thinking about the next level. So, okay, photography is cool, but everybody don't need a photo shoot. Some people need logos. Some people don't need just a logo. Some people need like business cards, flyers, and then I went to websites and all that type of stuff. So design was really just my background.
So it just kind of built from there.
Absolutely. On the job learning, no college.
And that's amazing because you made it really, really far, like without being traditionally trained. Because people say, and I'm going to take a pause there because there's a lot of different people that listen to this show. People's kids listen to this show.
Absolutely.
And I drank the Kool-Aid in the sense that the way to success was you're supposed to go to college, get your education, and then you're supposed to get a job and work that job. How many every years you're supposed to work that job?
Yeah,
a lot of people.
Years.
And until you retire.
And come back and then work it again.
Hey, that's it. That's all. But for you, you took a very unconventional route, and being able to take some of that street smart, that essentially became your competitive advantage.
Absolutely.
To be able to navigate these rooms.
Yeah.
Confidently.
Absolutely.
As you're in Laguna Lofts, you're growing that business. Mm-hmm. What was next for you after that? Is that when you began to curate events?
No.
Or was the clothing line next? Like, what was next in kind of the hierarchy of building the G Green brand?
Well, I think before I was even into that, I think it was just about understanding the value that I could offer others and providing it to others. That was my way in. Because when I first came in there, I was very rough around the edges. I was still.
I can imagine.
I was fresh out the mix and still in the mix, but just still working to do something different. Mm-hmm. So when people seen me, they was very standoffish, and I think it's the way I came in because they would have like second Fridays, and like I said, you know, I was always looking to create the next opportunity for my friends and my peers, mm-hmm. and that role of leadership. So I'm like, okay, look, man, we ain't on what we was doing before. We're gonna get into this. This is a whole new world for us. Let's do this. So I literally brought like my whole block to one of them.
Laguna Lofts?
Yeah, to one of them like second Fridays.
From Maywood in the West Side?
Nah, for sure.
Okay.
And so they was looking at us like,
excuse the shock in my voice. Because a lot of them, that's like pulling somebody off the corner and like bringing them to essentially corporate events.
Yeah.
And so you say you were roughing around the edges. I can only imagine them.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine a squad of YNs walking into the Met Gala. It will be the equivalent of what happened.
That's actually a beautiful vision right there. I would love that. But see, the difference is, right, people with me, we move with structure. So you ain't just doing any old wow. If you around me is one of mine, they cut a certain way.
How do people receive that though? Because I can see literally the shock and awe.
Yeah. I think we scared of people
because they were still getting used to you because.
I mean, this was like literally, I signed the lease, and it was probably like 2 days later.
And here you roll up in with. He was like, "Look, we outside.
Yeah, we come on. This what we on."
What was the feedback you got? I know somebody said something to you.
People like that courageous. So most people just keep it to themselves. It's still like that for sure. But as far as like my crew at the time, that wasn't my first time doing something like that. Mm. Like
what point were you trying to prove?
To who?
Like you said, me and my friends, we're gonna go to this art event. We're gonna create the vibe.
Yeah, no.
So what was the end goal?
The end goal was to inspire my guys and show them something, create access to them, expose them to something different so they can grow.
Got it.
That's still my same mission.
So you didn't keep.
I'm not here.
That makes so much sense. You didn't care what nobody else said. Then
we not here for y'all. No, I'm not concerned with y'all. Y'all not my responsibility, but this group of guys is my responsibility. So I need to show them something to elevate, because if I'm growing without teaching them, what am I doing? That's poor leadership. That's not leadership. And for me, like I said, it's always been about leadership.
Yeah.
Everything. When I first put a toe in the street and I made my first couple of dollars, I was excited. The thing that, number one, being a young black man and having a plan and a vision when you've been told so many places and times and reminded and echoed that you're not good enough or as equal as everybody else or smart or as valuable, and to see that, hey, I came up with this plan on my own and I did it and it worked out and I made money and my friends made money too. Mm-hmm. Man, that was amazing, because the people that you out here in the jungle with, y'all out here surviving together, eating together, doing everything together. So y'all are tight. And so this is your family.
Yeah.
And you want to help elevate your family the same way you work hard to get in all these positions so you can take care of your family in a better way. Mm. It's the same thing, the same scenario.
I've got a question for you, because I see your loyalty and I respect it, but everybody can't go when you climbing the ladder.
Yeah, I learned that.
Tell me about that, because I've learned, yes, I want us all to go together to the promised land. We all trying to make it to Canaan, right? But the reality is everybody don't have the mindset to go. Everybody don't have the motivation to go.
Absolutely.
And then they will sabotage you.
Absolutely.
On your journey. I want to. So you told me the positives, like the reason why, and I respect your why. I really do. Being from the same place, I get it.
Yeah.
But like, you had to hit some hiccups because everybody in the crew ain't ready.
No.
Could you share one of those moments? Do you feel comfortable?
It was a lot, man. It was a lot.
Just pick one, because we have an hour. I want your story, but I just a
scenario. I mean, man, it's it's tough, right? Because these are people that I really love, and I mean, even just from that same night, man, I had one of my little brothers, man. He came up there and he ain't control his liquor, and he was just all over the place, making a mess, loud, kind of tearing the place up a little bit,
knocking all the stuff over. Huh?
And I know he didn't realize that, he didn't mean to do it, and you know, I still had a lot of love for him at the time, but I told him, I was like, look, bro, you can't come back. And at the time, right, what he didn't understand that I'm navigating how I can continue to, this is like, I can't mess this up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm barely getting into this space because I got a toe in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I can't really afford no false steps either. So this ain't saying that I ain't rocking with you per se, but I can't let you jack this lick for all of us because you'll still be able to benefit off of this, but you gotta play in the back now. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm trying to figure that out and even had that conversation, and I know at the time I was more rough, like I said, around the edges, so my delivery was probably horrible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair.
So, I mean, but there's a lot of scenarios like that, and then, I mean, that kept going on because I always wanted to just keep bringing people, but I learned my lesson.
What did that do to you? Because your heart was in the right place.
Yeah.
What did that change about you having to tell certain people, you can't come now. You can't come where we going?
Well, in the position that I was in, I was always telling somebody something like that. I'm always telling somebody something.
As a leader.
So I always say, hey, nah, you tripping. Nah, we can't do that. Nah, don't do that. Or change this or do this. I'm always that. But I think what I learned ultimately is that I'd rather, you can't put the battery in the person's back. You can't give them the drive. You can't give them the aspirations that you have. So at this point, the people that I'm really like the closest to, we are in these different spaces independently, but together. Like my friends, when we're in different cities doing work, they doing their own projects and just happen to be there at the same time. Yeah. We cross paths because we already hit it there on our own intent. It's not me trying to bring somebody on because you really just can't bring nobody. It's just not how it works. Right. But if they're working with you and they own that, we gone.
Right.
But it's a difference.
You are moving a little differently now. Working with people that's already working.
Yeah,
and that matters.
We gotta be working.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was years ago. I've grown a lot.
What was next? What was the original plan? So you're in Laguna Lofts. You kicked the door down. You brought your crew. One of them acted up. It happens.
Oh no.
We always got somebody we got to put in the Uber.
It wasn't even just that either. It was like some of the people that, because you got to look, right? I'm a prominent figure, so there's a lot of people that's looking to me for things, and because I had to. Really, because I was so entrenched in what I had going on, I had to kind of block it out of my mind and go cold turkey this way because some of my instincts wasn't transferable into the new space that I'm operating in. Yeah. So I had to just black that version of myself out and go over here. And some people didn't understand that transition and felt like I just left them. And it was hurtful to hear that because they're like, man.
Like you changed.
No, not even that. Not like you see on TV. Like, we wasn't like that. Like, I ain't like, this ain't man, I can't think of this crazy movie. But this ain't like the movies. This ain't, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You turned your back on the hood like you can't come back. No, it ain't that. Everybody, my people love me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I've really been hands-on with, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of these guys for years, being the first person teaching them how to do a lot of different things. Yeah. So to see me go from being entrenched with you, I'm not a person that's sending you out there. I'm going to ride with you. I'm here. I'm with you. I'm right side by side with you. I'm going to lead here. I'm going to lead by the side. Yeah. So, but to have people that look to you a certain way to say, hey, I just feel like you left us, that hurt me. It cut me deep. And it's like, man, because I don't want you to feel like that. That ain't what I'm doing. That wasn't my goal. I'm just trying to I'm a young guy trying to figure this out.
Yeah. How'd you walk that back? Did those relationships recover?
I think they understood as time went on.
Yeah. It's a grown man conversation.
Nah, for sure. I think for me, I had to do a lot of healing too. Like just recently, we just had a funeral and a lot of us was like reconnected and it just felt like a full circle moment because, that part of my life and those people that played a valuable role in my day-to-day life still mean a lot to me. Yeah. That's a part of my story. Our stories are one and the same. Now they branched out and went different directions, but those people are still very important to me, and it's important for them to know that. You know? So that's family, man.
So we're gonna bring it back because the question I asked initially was, what was the end goal? Because you were in Laguna Lost.
I thought that was funny, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry. To me, I heard the question. I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead. This is your story to tell.
So
I'm merely just the narrator.
I think it's funny that you felt like I had some plan. Right? That's the joke to me. Like, no, I'm trying to figure this out. I don't like this doing this, so let me figure this out over here and just keep going. They say, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plan.
Because you're curating and you're producing shows now, and I'm trying to figure out how
did you get from here to here?
Yes, that is
one foot in front of the other.
Okay,
literally.
We need specifics here because in Crossroads Callings we give guidance.
All right, let's do it.
So
okay, back to what I was saying about just being of value to other people. Yeah. So many times we get in front of people and think about what they could do for us, and we never consider, actually, you need to lead with what you can do for them because you're the one that need to be in the room. So you need to create a reason for you to be in the room, be purposeful, and make sure people need you. So add value. So I always look around, and my introduction to people is, oh man, well, I can help you with that. Or I can do that. I can figure this out. So it's easy. It's an easy transition.
That makes sense. Okay.
And so I started, working with an artist that way. He was a really, really popular artist. When we ain't got to talk about now, but at the time, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was, super, super popping. You know what I'm saying? And he still is popping. But just creating value. And my thing is like, hey, you don't got to pay me no money. I don't need nothing from you. I just need to learn and make some connections. And it's like, man, you bring me all this value. I went from designing things to working deals, negotiating, brokering things, creating real opportunities for them. And you ain't got to pay me nothing for that?
You were like his manager.
We was doing a lot. But for me, I was looking to just learn the business, learn the space, the industry, navigating it, and get connections. I work for connections for sure. And so that got me into operating in the art space.
Yes.
And me, I'm the type of person, it's just like the higher you climb, the more you see from a higher vantage point.
Right.
So what you wanted here, when you get a little higher, you're going to see way more. You're like, oh, that's nothing. I want this. And for me, being a person, like I said, in leadership, I want to be able to control what's happening around me and have a stronger footing in the art space. I come from having a stronghold in what I was doing in the street. So I don't know how to approach life a different way. But even before the streets, even when I was a kid, I was still leading people. It's just an innate ability that I've always had and always, I just always stepped into that. Yeah. And so I'm looking at the art space, going to these galleries, going to these openings, and seeing and experiencing it in a way that just felt very uncomfortable. And I hated the experience all the time. It was uptight. It really wasn't no music. It wasn't really much talking.
It's corporate.
It's whack. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, we need to be able to experience the art space in a way that we need to have our own vibe. Like the first time we did once we opened the gallery, the first art fair that we showed at pretty big down in Miami, was probably like 2016 or 17. Mm-hmm. We was only people out of 100 galleries, we don't people playing music. We playing all kind of music. You might have some Erykah Badu, some Gucci. We're talking about fat Gucci, like 06 Gucci.
Okay, with the curse words.
What? I gotta be myself. But that's,
I admire that about you because that's the thread of this story. You stayed true to who you were and who you are.
Well, I think very highly of myself, and I was somebody in a world that you gotta be lion-hearted. And so I'm in a world with real people, very scary people. Yeah. I gotta navigate this world with animals. And some are going to this room with much lesser beings and strength for them. That's crazy. I actually know who I am, and I have actually been somebody before I got in that space. So how I'm gonna change? No, I'm doing that. Ain't no man worth ducking and tucking your tail.
No, you're right. No, it's admirable. because
live on our feet.
Yeah, no, that's respectable. It's respectable because staying 10 toes down maintains your authenticity. And you could look yourself in the mirror at night, knowing that you didn't waver, you didn't shake. You could sleep well because you stay true to who you are.
I appreciate that. I think so many people need to get in that mirror, not just for the sake of being okay with who you are, but actually discover who you are.
No, that's a word. Yeah.
Like, get in the mirror, deal with yourself. Approach it, don't duck it. I don't duck nothing. I gotta run to it. I can't run from it.
Right.
And that's where all the gems is. When you go and do the work and have a tough conversations with yourself first, that's when everything opens up again.
Is this what led you to start curating art events and having that experience that was completely different than what the art world was when you were in Miami? It was just like, there are these events I like. I don't like the way they make me feel.
Yeah.
Now it's time for me to build.
It's funny the way you package it. It's like I'm sitting around just surveying the land. It's like,
Time is now.
The time is now.
Time is now. Sometimes
it
comes to the mind like that, but like
literally, it went like this. Start working with this art, right? I told you.
Start working with the artists.
Right, we're doing different things. We're doing big things.
Right.
We're building relationships. I think relationships is everything. It's the most important thing. It's more important than what you do.
Yeah.
Because people connect you to doing the same thing in a much bigger way with a lot less effort. Relationships is everything. It's the highway to every opportunity.
Right.
So I'm like, hey, I need to be able to create an environment where people can experience the art space in the way that I would like to see it being experienced. So to do that, you got to open up a gallery. And so I'm thinking, like, I mean, in my mind, like you say, streets, I'm like, okay, I got to get a spot. I ain't floating around. I got a spot. I got to come. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let's open up a gallery. Let's be this picture house. We selling art as the same. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna open up the gallery.
That is the same.
It's exactly the same. It's exactly the same, man. It's exactly the same. And so it ain't nothing to pay some rent first month, last month. Okay, you get keys, not get in here and make it happen.
Right.
And so on Halstead, right, and Pilsen is the art district, and then you have all of these, like on, I think it's like first Friday, second Friday, something like that. You will have people doing the art walk, and it will go from maybe like 6 to 10. But as we're looking around, 10 o'clock coming, and I got a space for the people. We got to start turning the lights off. And you looking around the crowd, we got people spilling out. Our very first show was so dope. We approaching this differently, like you said, the non-traditional approach. I'm thinking we gotta have commitment from the community. We don't just want to be here to take it from the community. We want to be a part of it and make y'all a part of what we're doing, right? So being in Pilsen, it's Spanish, heavily.
It's heavily Hispanic neighborhood.
For sure. And so I'm like, man, I rock, my people are rocking them for sure. So we had like people doing the corn and people doing ice cream. So we bought them out for the whole day and said, all right, just sit in front of the gallery and just be a part of what we're doing, our show.
And the corn man,
passing it out. It was free for everybody.
When I tell you that's so amazing.
And the ices too.
And the icy.
Man, I love it. Man, I love that. Man, I love it. It's my favorite.
So you brought the hood to the art world.
We brought the real world.
The real world to the art world.
For sure.
Yeah, you brought like you said, bringing the community.
Yeah, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
We build a community. We ain't separating and breaking down. We all one. And so we literally had probably 300 people in there. We couldn't even fit all the people in there.
Because there's not an art gallery I can think of that can house that many people in the Pilsen area because those buildings are small. Yeah,
and our space, you probably had one of the bigger spaces over there.
Okay.
Nah, for sure one of the bigger spaces. And at the end of the day, I know how to curate a vibe. So it's about, man, come in my house and let's kick it, man. We're gonna set we not just curating the art, we curating the experience for the people. My art is people. That's my medium. bring the people together, give them something that they can find value in, network, connect, collaborate, be inspired, and let's all grow together from that.
How many events like that did you do after that one? Because I feel like that set the tone.
Oh no, it was up every time.
Every
we did like
first Friday.
Literally every all of those that we did. So that was happening every month. So we was doing it every month, and then we had like a new exhibit maybe once every couple of months. We was just pushing and hustling.
Yeah. I've been to a couple of your shows. You had a show at what used to be the Victor Hotel. I think it's called Fulton Market now. And then you had an event at Willis Tower, formerly known from Chicago, Sears Tower.
For sure.
And so just that evolution, how long did it take for you to start? Because you created a community vibe, because I call you a community advocate, a community builder. But those are corporate spaces now. So now you're straddling the fence between the two.
Yeah.
How long did it take for the corporate vibe of the art world to catch up with you?
Well, we've been doing corporate partnerships. So my whole recipe was to give it to the people for free and charge the corporations. You want to monetize our cool.
Yeah.
You want to leverage our cool.
That is hood Robin Hood.
That's real.
That's what it sounds like.
That's real.
Give it to the people for free and charge the corporations.
Yeah, for sure. Because they want the sauce. You want to be a part of this. You got to pay for that. And so you get your money. Now we can provide this experience for the people because we want to welcome them in. I am the bridge that's connecting people into the art space, and everything that I build is an extension of that. That's what it's about, because it's about saving lives. Like most artists are the greatest artists create works that's to heal themselves. Yeah. And so for me, starting out, art was my first love, but that's where it ended at. That dream got deferred so fast. And I know the value. Everybody deserves the value of the transformative power of art, because it changed a life. It changed my life. Mm-hmm. And this, to me, is about saving lives. So I talk to schools, colleges, high schools, and tell them, hey, you could keep doing something that you enjoy doing and make a lot of money from it, and be cool, be fly, and do it your way. Yeah. But to circle back to your question about the timing, like we was doing partnerships, like we did partnerships with Nickelodeon, we did partnerships with NASCAR, we was doing all these things with Lyft, all different type of brands that you can think of. Like we had an exhibit at Nike Town, like all we was doing it from the jump. Yeah. I think a more interesting point to that is the why I was doing these things, though.
Let's talk about it.
I want to create representation, like Willis Tower, right? Fulton Market. These are places that we don't have representation in, especially at a high level, high positions. Like even in the art space, we need to be represented more as leaders in the space. We create everything and give so much of it away. We need to be in control of that.
That's so many industries, though. That's not unique to art. That's in the corporate space where I'm in tech. That's where we're not in decision makers and leaders there. Yeah. Even in sports, how many teams have Black owners? Like I can't, maybe a few, but I can't name them off the top of my head. Sure. So it's good to see how essentially you're trying to take the power back. Like
we're not trying, we're doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
So. And to me, honestly.
So are you on boards making decisions and planning? Like, are you pushing new art leaders into places where they can actually change policy and make moves and kind of push the art world forward? Because those are the seats at the table that we don't have. You know what?
It's funny you say that.
Yeah.
I think I need to have more of those conversations with some of those people. I need to connect with more of those people. I think I do so much work.
You're on the
at
ground.
My level.
Yeah.
Amongst the people, but I do need to have more of those connections.
Not on the ground. You're in the field.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. And I appreciate, you.
Course correcting. Yeah. You're in the field. You're doing the hard work.
Absolutely. I think that's very important. I'm being as effective as I can where I am in this moment. I think in those rooms it is important. I was just having a talk with an alderman recently about doing some things where I see for me, I feel I am one of my more unique positions is being in a space where I understand the people that's on the ground, coming from the street and being able to affect people in the street today. I'm able to reach these people because they know I'm one of them. And, you know, we have walked the same paths and literally the same blocks. And so being able to go in any of these sections, especially around the city, like literally all around the city, I can go into these sections and get people who are leading a lot of these neighborhoods to come to these art shows and have people doing different things. And I got some of those people doing their own exhibits and poetry nights and all different type of things. To me, that's where I get the most gratification from, seeing, you know, those moments where I got a guy who I know, man, super street and very well known, bringing these people together. And also put them in rooms with people that's having 9-figure businesses and seeing these two find commonalities within each other in their conversation. And where else would they have had the opportunity for their paths to intersect like that?
Yeah. Is this what led to the inception of SVNGRN then? Just the desire to continue to build community and to create spaces where you can do that? Okay.
Absolutely. It's funny, right? I was having a conversation with my brother, Kevin Hundle, man. I love him. Shout out to him. He's an incredible business coach. And years ago, not even a lot, maybe a few years ago, he was like, gee, where do you want to be in 10 years? What do you want to see? What do you want to have? What is your life? Just tell me, write it out. Like, you know. And one of the things I said was to have an art center.
Okay. And
I didn't realize, you know, so many of us, we don't plan or really lay these things out. You know, we should really have a 20-year plan. You think about J.P. Morgan, you know, we still doing business with him. He been dead for a long time. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, a lot of us, we got parents that's 20 years older than us and they still looking good. And so it's like, hey, you in 20 years, you still be fly, fit, and looking good. Like, might as well make a good plan for it because it's coming.
Yeah.
But where you want to be when it comes. So the point that I want to make about that is when you start to lay these ideas out, you'll realize, man, you can actually hit them super fast. You know, it don't take 10 years. It might take like 1 or 2. You'll be surprised. But when you actually looking at the bullet points and seeing where you want to go, you just go straight to them.
Yeah. And
so SVNGRN is a beautiful inception, but it's actually just the beginning of something.
Yes, the beginning of your 20-year plan.
Well, I think, you know, my vision for SVNGRN is a museum. You know, why don't we have any new museums popping up? I love the MCA. I love the Art Institute. And we'll continue to do collaborations and work with them and all of that. But we need something in town with a new vibe. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong
and we
with
need
that.
to be represented properly as leaders and people that shift in culture and doing amazing things. And we need somebody to spearhead creating that bridge into the space. So many, I want to recreate a lot of me's, but better versions. It's a youngster that's some shorties that's I know gonna take it way further than I can.
Yeah. And
I want to help them do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like let me build a foundation for us to start bringing them in.
And how has SVNGRN been going since? Because I went to the grand opening. What do you have in place? What's going on there right now? So
right now it's under construction. You know, we got to keep elevating.
Yeah.
You know, when we did the opening, it was in partnership with Expo Chicago, which is the big Chicago art fair here.
Yes.
And they was beautiful enough to highlight our exhibit for our opening, which was great. It was like, okay, we got people in, we got the momentum in. We needed to let people know that we're here and we're doing things and what our intentions are. And now that we got that out, okay, now let's continue to work to elevate and raise that.
Yeah.
So we can provide the best for, you know, like I said, museum quality.
How do you curate your art? Because I have art in my house. I don't know what that means, but yes, I have art in my house. But it is always, for me, it is based on what I feel. Like, how does this piece make me feel? And it's less about the price and the artist, it being a famous artist, but I'm like, what does it compel me to do? What emotion does it evoke? So what is your process when you're curating art, or now that you have 7 Green and you have Museum Dreams, like what do you follow or instincts do you follow to curate art and pieces for that space?
Number one is, what do I want to say?
What do you want to say? Tell me, what do you mean?
I'm gonna break it down.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. What do I want to say? What is the message? Because we ain't here to just look at cool pictures on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's cool, but so what? You know, what do we want to let people know? What do I want people to leave here and think and feel and be inspired by? What's the takeaway?
Yeah.
You know, for me, it's always, I'm here on purpose all the time. Everything I do is with intention.
Say that again. I'm here
on purpose.
On purpose all the time.
All the time. I ain't never just doing something to be doing it. I ain't out here floating. I can't afford to be just blowing in the wind. Everything is intentional. Every step I take is intentional.
Okay.
So, you know, I think about because I got a lot of my support be strong, right? I don't have 1 million followers on Instagram, but I can pack a room in a few days' notice.
But you say, what do I want to say? I
Yes.
want to stay there. Like,
yeah, no, so I'm coming back around to this.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is, I appreciate the people that support my work so much. I make sure I have to have something valuable to give them. And so to serve, because I'm a servant at the end of the day. I'm a public servant. I serve my people.
Servant leader.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So what is it that I'm giving them? What is the value that they're taking? So I think that's where it starts with me. Where do I have to say? What is the message? What is the value that I want them to leave with? And we began to curate the show around that. Mm-hmm. Whether it's exposing them to different things, different places, or just even seeing how maybe somebody in South Africa is feeling the same way you're feeling over here on the south side of Chicago, or on the west side. Or we have an artist in Colombia that's creating things out of clay, something that we all grew up with and had in our house. And it's like, I had all the tools to do something great if I just would have pushed out my vision. Hey, it's still, you can still do that. So it's about these different types of things, having a great theme that's relatable, and it makes sure the message resonates with the people. So that's, for me, it ends up again with the people.
No, I love that. I do want to segue because you're not only into art itself, but you also still have a clothing line, mm-hmm. a lifestyle brand. And I watched an interview of yours talking about Nobodies of Nobody. Mm-hmm. And you said some things that resonated with me. You said it had to do with nobody never dies and everybody matters. Sure. And that it came to you through a dream. Yeah. Are you living that dream? Does everything you work on come through a dream?
Absolutely. Well, I won't say it come like that, but, well, yes. But majority of my dreams don't happen when I'm asleep. I daydream. I sit and I've been like this as a kid. Mm-hmm. I just create a world in my mind that I want to live in and just think about it all day, all night. I just sit and exist there, and that's my happy place. Yeah. No matter what's going on around me, I don't even exist here. I'm in this other space that I created in my mind until it becomes the physical. Mm-hmm. I didn't even realize the power of that back then when I was doing it.
Yeah, you're setting your intentions. It's mm-hmm. almost faith. Like you're believing that this thing is gonna happen, and then you start doing the work behind it.
You have to. You know what the opposite of faith is?
Doubt.
Weak. It's fear.
Fear. Okay.
So everything in this world is either rooted in faith or rooted in fear. If you're not pushing for something confidently and stepping strong about it, why not? Anytime there's reluctance or hesitance, there's fear there. Doubt is rooted in fear. I don't even allow people to project it. Like, in my world, we don't deal with that. We done with that. Ain't none of that. It's just in faith, and we get everything we want, and everything go our way, and everything happens for us. Even if it, nothing happens to us, it only happens for us. Yeah. So that's it.
I had a follow-up question.
Oh, I'm sorry. You did say about Nobodies and Nobody.
Yes.
Right? That did come to me in a dream while I was sleeping. I don't think I ever experienced that. It's almost like...
It was vivid then.
Yeah, it's almost like God smacked me and said, get up, hey, go write that down. I don't even get up and write stuff down.
Yeah.
But I got up and I wrote that word down because I was like, I don't want to forget this when I for real wake up. And, you know, it came from a conversation that we was having, right? There's this belief in like Africa that you die twice. The first time is in the physical, and the second time is when they say your name for the last time. But if your, you know, legacy is strong, then you live forever. People will never stop talking about you. And you know where we from, and just all these communities around the world, like this, all these, you know, places that's been just downtrodden. Mm-hmm. You used to seeing people pass on, and there's nothing left.
Yeah.
You don't get to speak, you know, on none of that. Like that's a hurtful thing.
What do you think about your legacy now? Is it manifesting in a way that you hoped, or are there still things that you feel like you need to do?
Man, I'm just getting started.
Look.
I got a whole lot of living.
For you.
Said I got a lot of living to do before I die, and I ain't got time to waste. That's maybe. Nah, for real. Like, I'm just getting started. I'm just going. I didn't start really proper planning until very recent in life. Mm-hmm. You know, I read a lot and you know, work on that. So, but before then, I'm just going and going with what feels right, trusting in that. You know, having faith in that.
I ask everyone that I host and sits in the seat, what do they think their calling is, or do they think that they're living in their calling? Because it's Crossroads and Callings. You came from the streets. That was the Crossroads.
Absolutely.
What do you think your calling is now, where you're sitting?
It's about saving lives. It's about saving lives for people that have shared the same walk that I have, and others get it, of course.
Yeah.
But it's mainly about saving lives through art and inspiring. You gotta think about it. You know, Black people are the most creative people in the world.
We are. That is matter of fact.
And the thing that we do the most, that comes the easiest to us, is the thing that can save us in so many ways, right? How many times you see somebody, you got a cousin that you didn't realize was a great artist until they went to jail. We didn't realize the opportunities that was in front of us because that wasn't pushed on us. We was conditioned to think something different.
Right.
But we inspire everybody through everything that we do. Mm-hmm. We, you know, art, it saved my life, because the alternative for me, you know, this is something that I love doing, and I'm able to make a good living at it and continue to grow all of these things and impact others and inspire others. This is perfect for me. How many other people could be doing that?
Yeah.
And I mean, I was just so many instances so close to just being another statistic.
Right.
So absolutely. I feel like God has had his hand on my journey the entire way.
No, I believe so too.
Allowed me to go left enough just to be, you know, really relatable on a deeper level than just most people who act like they relate. Mm-hmm. But also to be able to navigate it to a point of taking it to a whole nother level as well. And being able to teach people how to go from this scenario, this situation, this point, and get all the way to this other side.
Yeah.
And I'm the guy you can't give the excuses to. You can't say I'm just too deep in the street. Nah, you can't tell me that. I've been through this. You know what I'm saying? You can't say I'm too this, I'm too that. Like, nah, I ain't the guy you can tell the excuses to, because I did that and I was done. And in most cases, it was more involved than most of the people. You know what I'm saying? That's feel like they too deep in. So, nah, man, it ain't nothing but opportunity for us. And I feel like that made me stronger. That gave me, like, you know, that made me more special in these rooms. For a while, I used to be ashamed about it when I was, you know, trying to figure myself out, because
why is that?
I felt like a wolf, and I'm in a room full of sheep, and if they actually know who I am and see my teeth, they ain't gonna want to mess with me.
Do you know that they are the wolves?
Nah, they ain't the wolves when I'm in the room.
You know what, Gary? I love the confidence.
Nah, that's
I love
real,
that.
man. That's a fact, man. I walk in and I'm telling you, like, I really come from a real place. I seen, like, you know what I mean?
Some
like,
real things.
Like, man, this ain't, no. And I came right out of that, like, man, flying around the country with Jesse Jackson. You know what I mean? Doing press conferences, speaking. I was doing community gathering in. So I always been the same guy doing, you know, different things. I just ain't scared to walk in the room because I know I got real value to offer to anybody.
Yeah.
In any room. And so many of us, I'm not special in a way where can't nobody else do this. I think I'm, you know, one of the first to be doing it in this way, but I'm only here to represent for so many others to come in and do it bigger and better.
I always like inserting this piece in my interviews because I feel like most of the people that are hosting with so much knowledge, they have so many journeys. But I like my audience to walk away with tangibles. So you have a choice to either speak a word of positivity to the audience or kind of give them some how-tos to get out of maybe a similar crossroad that you experienced. Come to these streets, we'll be in these new spaces. So either a how-to, maybe 3 steps, or a word of advice, maybe something that you wish little G heard when you were outside that may have changed your mind maybe sooner.
I think I can speak to that more. I think for me, I read a lot.
Yeah.
All the games and books. And you can do an audio book, but you gotta read. I'm starting a book club, so we're gonna do elevation book club.
Okay.
But you have to read. You have to elevate yourself. Like you can't do nothing until you understand how it works. Like even in the street, right? You can't jump in the street if you don't understand rules. You can't call yourself hustling when you don't know the prices and the measurements of things. You don't understand your product. You can't go sell a t-shirt if you don't know how much they cost and what you should sell them for and what it costs a pound. You gotta know things. You gotta have information. You gotta look at information first before you start moving. And that would save people from so much headache. And that ain't even really the word, but that's just the thing I want to say. Like we gotta get into these books, man. You gotta read. That's where all the game at. You looking for some games in the book. And mainly the common denominator that I am able to pull from these books, because a lot of them say very similar things. You have to believe. You have to believe. You got to walk in confidence. We are being from these environments that we're from, and even people outside of them. So many people in the world are conditioned to not believe in themselves and to have their confidence beat. You always told to be humble, but people don't really understand the real meaning of that. Or, it's almost drawn from like how you say, the meek shall inherit the earth, right?
Yeah.
And people think of the word meek and it's like be docile and weak, but it's really controlled strength. So you still gotta walk in power and confidence. It's just like belief. To me, everything falls back to belief. Because say you get people that pray to God, right, about a thing, and then next week or tomorrow they pray about it again. They just keep praying. I keep praying to God. Why you keep praying to Him? Why are you talking about the same thing? You think He heard you the first time? He's perfect. Why are you doing that? The fact that you continue to do that is evidence that you don't actually believe. One time you gotta tell Him, move on. He heard you. He lining it up for you. Stop that. Don't question so much. Take the step. As long as you walk in faith and believe, because walking in faith is just believing.
Right.
As long as you go and feel confident about it and really believe it, the steps will keep preparing. The road, the ground will continue to develop up under your feet. Just take the step. Don't even look down. Right? I read a lot. Bible. We read it all. Everybody knows that count about walking on the water. You know what I'm saying? Don't look down. Why would you do that? Go. Why are you questioning so much? That's the problem. We question so much, and I understand we've been conditioned to be the way, but you got to get out of that. And that's just what it is. Believe and walk in confidence. No matter what you do, be lion-hearted about it. And you will see that, oh no, these things actually do work out. I actually can have my way.
Yeah. I
read this book called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And it talks about all these amazing things about belief and how, I say this, right? We all break down to atoms. Everything in this room, the floor, the carpet, the rug, the flowers, us, like the jewelry, everything breaks down to atoms. The atom is like 99.999% energy and 0.00001 mass. Mm-hmm. But in this world, we only focus on the mass? Why we don't focus on the energy? Correct your energy. A lot of times you attracting the same bad outcomes because you keep marinating. It's like you worshiping a problem. Keep talking, oh man, it's this or it's that. Like if you tell somebody a good idea, they're like, yeah, if that could happen, don't ever come around me with no if. It's like a dart.
You literally slapped my hand before we started.
But
you definitely slapped my hand. But why do you keep saying but? Just believe.
Yeah, well, because just let it if something is going good or you hear something good, don't even negate it. Just accept it. Even if you want to say, yeah, but keep it to yourself. You know what I mean? Because think about it, right? You got billions of sales and you just told them some BS. I don't know if we curse on them, but you just told them.
You cannot curse on my show.
Yeah, I didn't curse on your show. But I'm just saying, don't be doing that. Like you commanded so much. If you really understood the power that you had, you watch what you did and you watch make sure you didn't do certain things.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's about the moves you're making, but a lot of times it's about what you don't do.
Mm.
You gotta show some restraint. You gotta have intention. You gotta walk in that purpose. So, that's a few of them. I can keep talking, but I don't.
Usually I end my interviews on that note with people leaving that, and you dropped a lot of gems. But because it took you so long to say yes to my interview, I have 5 rapid fire questions.
Oh my God!
And if it
I apologize
work,
about the time. I've been everywhere. I'm on.
So 5 rapid fire questions, meaning that you don't have to get real deep with it. So my first question is favorite artist. No, I love it. No, I like favorite artist from Chicago.
Why they gotta be from Chicago?
Favorite artist in general.
My favorite artist is Judith Reisman. She's dope. She's from South Africa. This country called Swaziland, and she's a dope painter. My favorite artist from Chicago is easily Logic, or also known as Always Cinematic. He's been an architect in so many things in the city, for the city, and personally in my life. And the way he's able to develop sounds in a way that so many of us have never heard. This guy's incredible.
Yeah, y'all check that out. Next question. A piece of artwork that prompted a physical or emotional response from you.
Man. That is probably, I feel like that is See, he's supposed to be a quick light question. That's one I gotta think on.
We can move on and you can come back to it.
All right, I'll come back to it.
Okay. The must-see art spot in Chicago besides 7 Green. What is a must-see art spot? That's it.
Nah, I'm joking. I feel like I got a lot of friends in the art space. So if I say one,
you gotta say them all, huh?
You know what? I'll just say this. Right?
Shout out maybe the top 5.
I don't even want to give you that many, but you know who just popped in my mind? Though?
Yeah.
Delilah. She's like she's cool. I call her a trap boss. She's a woman that has done so much. She created the mural movement. She's been all through the city doing a lot of incredible work. She's done a lot of work with me too. When we used to do them second Fridays, she used to walk people from her space to come and see what I had going on in my gallery.
Oh, that's love.
Nah, we always been like, I got a lot of love for her and what she do and what she's been doing and the value she's created for the city. She's behind that King Von mural.
Yes.
She's done a lot of things. She's a young woman out here, man, stomping in a big way, in a tall way. So I love that. Like, we've done projects together in New York, all types of stuff, man. A lot of love behind what she's doing. But I will say, we got one of the largest Picassos in the world.
We do.
Public art. You can just go outside and
see it. Yeah.
Right at the Fair Building. Like, just go over there and take a look at that. Go touch it. It's a Picasso.
It was something I didn't ask you and I wish I had.
I still ain't.
I want to know why you left Chicago and went to New York. Because you left and you didn't say anything. You didn't have a going away.
Well, I think you're looking at it differently, right? It's not a leave, it's an expansion.
Okay.
I grew to more cities.
Okay, so you expanded to New York.
Yeah, I mean, 7 Green is right here in Chicago.
Right.
I'm always here.
Okay.
But I'm moving around and expanding. So that's all it was.
That's respectful. Okay.
Yeah.
Last question.
We'll never leave this. The city is in me.
Clearly, the way you hit the cop in Chicago told me everything I need to know, because I say it the same way.
Yeah.
It's just in you. It is what it is.
Sure.
What is the best way for a young creative to connect with the art community today?
Like I said earlier, go make yourself valuable to somebody else.
Make it, yes.
You go, you can start and find first of all, create the work. Create the work. Create a body of work. Create some cohesive. Have something to say, right? I was just talking about this, right? I was like, man, I love Nipsey. I love Kobe. I don't need to see another Kobe painting. I don't need to see another Nipsey painting. I've seen every version of that.
Yes.
Stop doodling. That's like just, that's decoration. That ain't art. Ain't no messaging in that. Who are you? I need to learn something about you in this. I need to appreciate a message or something in your piece, in your work. Have some subject matter in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so create that, and then you can go to a gallery and say, hey, I'm happy to just help out here. Help hang some things, man, clean up, iron, whatever. Like, I just want to learn and get involved in the space. And that right there will go a long way.
No, I respect that. Thank you so much for catching this vibe with me, for coming to Crossroads and Callings. Like I said, this was a duct taped interview, but I feel like it had a lot of flow to it.
Sure.
You feel good about it?
I feel great about it. This is great.
Yeah, for those that are listening, we talked about relationship building community, staying true to yourself, being authentic, making yourself valuable, giving more than you take. It's so many golden nuggets in here that G dropped today. I hope you learned something. How can they connect with you?
Instagram, ggreen.art, 7green, SVNGRN, on Instagram, art, and Nobodies a Nobody, Nobodies, Nobody. So.
Please reach out to him. He throws amazing events. Subscribe to whatever newsletter he has. Follow him on social media. You will not be disappointed. I also want to say, Crossroads and Callings, we're trying out different studios around the city of Chicago. So as you see, we're in a different setup. I have to shout out Miss Tania. We are currently in the Beyond the Book bookstore in Homewood, Flossmoor area. Please check her out. She's a sweet, beautiful person.
Absolutely.
Black-owned, woman-owned business. Please show her some love if you are in the area. Also, please subscribe to Crossroads and Callings on YouTube and all podcasting platforms. Reach out to us. We would love to hear what you think about this episode. And lastly, please use your crossroads to lead you to your purpose and your calling.